Hello, and welcome to the National Timely Action Hour, where we fight for truth, justice, and the American way. If you're new, welcome. My name is Aiden, and today I want to talk to you about the death of Superman. What can I say about the death of Superman that has not already been said by so many others before me? Well, this, in my opinion, is one of the most 90s comics to come out of the 1990s. Um, just to give you some backstory, at this time there were several titles that featured Superman. There was his main two, Action Comics and Superman. And then there was also The Man of Steel and The Adventures of Superman. And so this features art and writing by everyone who was working on Superman at the time because was all across his books. And so and there was also a Justice League comic that it started in. But at that time, the Justice League sucked. And I mean, they sucked hard. So at this point in time, the Justice League didn't even have Superman or Batman, Wonder Woman, any of that. They had Guy Gardner, the worst Green Lantern. They had Fire and Ice, who are obscure characters to people who are not comic book nerds, such as myself. They're these women who have fire powers and ice powers, and they may be lesbian lovers, but we don't know. But this is just. And they have Maxima, who was a Superman villain who turned good, and she's on the team, and it just sucks. The A-listers are not on this Justice League. And so the death of Superman really spans from the editorial at DC Comics and the writers of the Superman comic books running out of ideas. They're like, we don't know what to do with the character. And then the one guy joked, hey, let's just kill him. And so they're like, let's do that. And this story arc was born. So to get into the details, it was briefly somewhat adapted into the movie Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice, which came out in 2016. And that movie sucks balls. It is so bad. The only things I enjoyed about that movie, Ben Affleck's performance as Batman and Gal Gadot's performance as Wonder Woman. That's it. And so really, and then there's an animated movie based off of this, and that was actually a pretty good adaptation of it. Jerry O'Connell plays Superman in that. He's a really good actor. Fun fact, he did play Shazam, aka Captain Marvel, in Justice League the Animated Series. That's a nice little tidbit. Anyway, so yeah, this is where to start really. So it starts off in Justice League, and we see this creature who's called Doomsday, and he's trapped in this spaceship that lands on Earth, and he's punching through it, and then the Justice League are doing their thing, and he breaks out, then he attacks all of these cities, and the Justice League try to stop him, but he just obliterates them. He basically kills Booster Gold, who is on the Justice League. Booster Gold is a guy from the future with a power suit. He wrecks his suit, so he's basically useless. And he puts Guy Gardner in the hospital. He puts Fire and Ice in the hospital. They all go in the hospital. Blue Beetle, who was created by Steve Ditko, the co-creator of Spider-Man, he's on the Justice League. But he's But he's in the hospital. Everyone's just in the hospital. And then, throughout the other time, and this is like all just spanning over the titles, and we see the people of Metropolis reacting like, oh my gosh, this giant rage monster, not unlike the Hulk, but gray. Well, Hulk started out as gray, but this is a bony gray monster. It's like, oh my gosh, this giant gray bony rage monster is tearing apart the Justice League and destroying Metropolis and leaving all of these towns in the wake of its destruction. And, it's just this unstoppable force meets the unmovable object. And, I'm just, there's Superman fighting Doomsday. and you know, he's just tearing everything apart. Supergirl and Lex Luthor II, Lex Luthor's son, and you know, he's just running amok, and Superman's fighting him, and Superman and Doomsday are just having an all-out brawl, just tearing each other apart. Here's Superman and Lois sharing a kiss, and he jumps into the fray. There's Jimmy right there, snapping a photograph. And ultimately, Superman and Doomsday kill each other. They punch each other so hard that they die. And, you know, here's some of the fight. Some blood on Superman. And, you know, the artwork in this is amazing. The artists who were working on the Superman comics back then were top tier talent. And their writing is pretty good. The story's pretty good. But this is all just one big marketing scam, just like the Clone Saga for Spider-Man, which is also one of the most 90s comics to come out of the 1990s. This came out in 1993. Clone Saga came out in 1994. And at this time, the TV show Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman, which is a pretty good show, I would recommend it, starring Dean Cain and Terry Hatcher. That show was coming out in 1993, and they're like, you know, we don't like this show, said the executives at DC Comics, so we're going to kill Superman. And they kill him. And here's Ma and Pa Kent watching the news, and they're understandably heartbroken. There's Ice, and I forget this guy's name, and some of the people in Metropolis crying. And here is the most iconic moment, is Lois holding the corpse of Superman, and just the destroyed city of Metropolis, the citizens, his friends, family, co-workers. I mean, the Justice League at that time was just a joke. And I guess DC was like, you know, the Justice League, let's just get rid of them, and then, you know, we'll start from scratch. And it took them a year to bring back Superman, because obviously you can't have DC Comics without Superman. He is their bread and butter. Some might argue Batman, and I love Batman. Do not get me wrong, I love Batman. But Superman is a better character, and he is the heart and soul of DC Comics. He is their bread and butter. He is what made them. He's what put them on the map. He is, you know, really, the merchandise, the comic books, the movies, it rakes in the money, and that's what they're all about. That's what this was all about. That's what the Clone Saga was all about. Spider-Man is their Superman, and they're like, let's just do that, but we'll make it even dumber. And how can you make this even dumber? I mean, I love the artwork. It's amazing. The story is well crafted for what it is, and that's just a scheme to get my money. And they succeeded. They got my money. It's like that scene from Futurama where he's like, shut up and take all my money. And yeah, that is the death of Superman. And yeah, when he came back to life, he had a mullet. And, you know, this was like 1994, and the mullets were already going out of style. From what I've been told, I was born in 99, so I'm not sure, but yeah. And, you know, this has been referenced and parodied so many times. It's insane. And as much as I love Superman, I kind of hate this. And so that's all I have to say on the death of Superman. If you enjoyed this video, then please consider clicking the like button. And if you're new, I would greatly appreciate it if you would subscribe and watch some of my other videos to get a sense of who I am as a creator. You can also follow the social medias, which I'll link in the bio. I want to thank all of my patrons who support me. That's a wonderful thing that you do. You don't have to, but it's great. And, you know, if you want to join my Patreon page, I'll leave the link there. And if you want to leave a comment giving me any constructive criticisms or suggestions for new videos, or tell me your thoughts on this story, by all means. And love you guys. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.